Hey everyone, how's it going? In this video, we're going to walk through the process of solving a one-step equation. Before I begin, there's one important rule that you absolutely have to remember when solving these types of problems. What you do to one side, you must, and you absolutely have to do to the other side. Now, this rule, it's something that once you learn it, you don't forget it, but it's really important that you learn it in the beginning and you stick by it. So, let's kind of review what an equation is. An equation is just a statement that says that two mathematical values are equal. So, for example, I can write 6 equals 6. And now, kind of what would happen if I violated this rule? Well, what if I multiplied this side by 2 and I added 3 to this side? Then I would end up with 12 equals 9. So we kind of went from a situation where we had equality to where we don't have equality anymore. So that does not work. Instead, you can either multiply both of these by 2, so you get so if we start off with 6 equals 6 and we multiply both by 2, then we get 12 equals 12, which works. Or we can add 3 to both sides, so we get 6 equals 6, and then we plus 3 to both sides, and we get 9 equals 9, which also works. Now, what is the goal that we're trying to do when we're solving a one-step equation? The goal is to find what number the variable represents. And how are we going to do that? Well, the way I like to approach these problems is to just separate the variables from the constants. The constants and actually coefficients as well. But we won't cover coefficients in this video. So if we have an example equation like x plus 2 equals 6. Right now, I have my variable x, a constant 2, and another constant 6. And like I said, in order to solve this, we want to separate the variables from the constants and coefficients. So I'm going to have all of my variables be on the left side and all of my constants on the right side. So I already have a variable x on the right side, on the left side, but I have to bring this 2 over somehow. So how do I do that? Well, let's pretend that I have 2 more cookies than I want to have. What do I do to have as many cookies as I want to have? Well, I give 2 cookies away. I subtract 2 cookies. So that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to subtract 2 from here to cancel out the plus 2 that we already have. But if we go back and look at the cardinal rule of solving equations, what you do to one side, you must do to the other side. Let's do that. So if we do minus 2 here, then we have to do a minus 2 there. What do we have now? Well, we're not really affecting the x, so that's just kind of gonna drop down. Plus 2 and minus 2, they just cancel out. And now 6 minus 2, that's just 4. So our final answer is x equals 4. And it's always good practice to check your work after this. So our original equation was x plus 2 equals 6. And we just found that x equals 4. So instead of writing x, I'm going to plug in 4. So that gives me 4 plus 2 equals 6. And 4 plus 2 is 6 equals 6. And that is equal, so that means we solved it correctly. I hope this helps, and as always, happy studying.